Okay, Assalamualaikum. I think we should start now since it's already 1 p.m. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today, spending your lunch with us and the rest of the panel. So welcome to this panel session where we'll be hearing from a group of students who just returned from a really exciting experience in France. So they spent a semester studying electrical engineering in the third year, and they're here to share insights and experiences and any challenges they face, if any. So let's start by welcoming our speakers. So there's four of them right now. Yeah, maybe you could introduce yourself. Oh, so sorry. Am I? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so there's four speakers today. There's Sister Aina, Sister Aisha, Sister Sophia, and Sister Farhin. Okay, without wasting any time, maybe I can just start with the first question. So, studying in France seems like a big leap. It's on the other side of the world. So, what initially motivated you to apply for this student exchange program? And yeah, was it the chance to study in France, the academic offerings? Yeah.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum and bonjour, everyone. I'm Aina from ECE, and thank you, Sis Sarah, for the question. So I will answer the first question, which is about my initial motivation for applying the student exchange program at the University of Limoges. So my motivation was driven by several factors. So firstly, I was very excited about the chance to study in France, not only to experience a new academic environment, but also to experience to immerse myself in the rich culture of France. And I believe that studying in a different environment will allow me to expand my perspective and adapt to new ways of um, living and learning. In addition, also, the academic offerings at the University of Limoges aligns well with my current studies, and the fact that some of my subjects I've taken can be credit transfer was a significant factor in my decision. So this allows me to continue progressing academically while also gaining international exposure. So here I would like to share with you some slides about the subjects. So this is especially and specifically to ECE juniors that are in their second and third year who are considering to join this exchange program for the next semester. And here I will tell you on the subjects that you will be learning and what subjects are eligible or relevant for you to credit transfer. And disclaimer that we only present the subjects for ECE students. For the other courses like chemical engineering, you have to refer to your seniors that have been also joined this program under the water engineering course. And for the other two courses, you may refer to your academic advisor. So moving on, for you can see the general topics. Yes, you have to take this subject, which is first the French language, industrial ecology, which will be in groups, project management. But project management, you cannot credit transfer due to the University of Limoges, they require very low credit transfer of 0.5. And the next is computer programming LabVIEW and MATLAB. So you can enhance your skill through this MATLAB and LabVIEW, and you can put in your resume afterwards. And the second is signal system and circuits, which consists of second year and third year subjects, which is analog, electronics, digital communication, digital circuit design, vector and SOC, network and antenna, they last minute cancelled due to no available of lecture. So we don't know if next semester they're open or not. And the next one is digital signal processing. So all of these you can credit transfer. And the next is control system and perception, which is the control system, robotics, computer vision and image, and UAV. But only two of them that can be credit transfer, which is control system and computer vision and image processing. So the other two is you can learn if you want to learn, But if you think you want to save your time, so you have to sit down with your academic advisor and also the lecturer in charge for the exchange program, sit together and firstly, you yourself, you have to organize your study plan well. You have to know what you want to take this semester and afterwards. And then secondly, if you think that the subject you have taken, the Limoges subject you have taken in IIUM, then you try to discuss with them if they can drop you from the subject so you can save time. But if you are willing to widen your knowledge on the same subject, so it's fine. So do know what do you want to credit transfer. And last but not least is the technical project, or in UIA is known as IDP. Yes, IDP. So if you take this technical project in Limoges, so meaning that in UIA you don't have to take the IDP project anymore. And what is best about this technical project is that they will give you the topic, not like in UIA. UIA you have to come up with a topic, but in Limoges they will provide you with a topic. So I think that's it for the credit transfer and for answering your first question, Sister Sarah.
Okay, thank you so much. I think you really went in depth and so I feel like when we think about going on an exchange program, we think about the expenses, maybe how much do we have to prepare or what what fees do we have to borne by ourselves, if any? So could you provide any insights on the living expenses, if any, for an exchange international student, covering accommodation maybe or food, transportation, and additionally, before going, what are the steps that you had to prepare, macam the visa maybe or insurance, if any? Yeah, so what should students look forward to?
Okay, thank you, Sister Sarah, for the second question. So I'll be moving on to the second question about the insights on the expenses and preparatory steps students should consider before arriving. So firstly, I will give you roughly on the total amount we have been, yes, is before and the after arrival. So you can see before the arrival is the visa application, but before you do the visa application, you have to apply for the etudes en France, which costs 750. Then only you can use this for you can apply the visa application. So first step is EF, then visa application, and that's the amount of visa application, which costs around RM255 discount after the EEF. And then for the insurance, but I'm sorry, I've mistakenly write optional. It is actually compulsory for you to apply for this travel insurance. So we choose Etika, and that's the amount. And the next is the hostel insurance. Yes, this one is compulsory, and you will get the provided link from email to pay for that. And the next is the return flight ticket, which is from Malaysia and to Paris CDG airport, which costs us around less than 4K. This we bought with a student discount. And next is library room deposit, which we have to pay before the arrival of 240. But you can get this money back before you have checked out, because before your checkout they will do inspection cleaning of your room. So if it's very clean and you follow the requirements of what they want, they will pay you back the full amount 240, or not, maybe they will deduct 20 euros something. And then next is the train ticket, from Paris to Limoges, which costs around 75. But if you buy earlier, you can get more cheap than us. And for the cost after the arrival, which consists of the visa fee for France student, you have to pay 50. So actually, for us, it was considered as a hidden fee because we didn't knew this before this about the visa fee. So you guys are lucky for the next batch that you know about this fee. It's basically like a visa validation fee after your arrival, and you have to pay that within 3 months, or not you will have a penalty. I'm not sure about penalty again it was, but yeah, it has. And second is the room monthly for the residence rental, which costs around 233 1 month. And then our mobile data, we choose free company. Not it's not free. It's just the name of the company is free. They have other company too, but because we ask with the locals which is the best, and they recommend it free. So this is the amount for the SIM card and the mobile data monthly. And next is the bus card monthly. Yes, it's very convenient to buy this bus card is because the route from the residence to the university takes us about 45 minutes, which consists of two buses we have to go on. So it's very convenient to you to buy the monthly bus card. And next is the cafe, University Limoges, and they also have cafe at the residence. And the amount is same. While using your student card, you will just have to pay 3.3 euro, which consists of a full meal like the main dish, the appetizer, the dessert, and drink. So I wrote it times two because we only eat there like 2 times, and at the resident only 1 time because mostly we cook. And lastly is the bus ticket Limoges to CDG, which costs us around 34 euro. Also, you can get cheaper if you buy earlier. So in total, we spent around 12K. That exclude your personal expenses. And that's all for the budget for the expenses. Next is the preparation. So for the preparation, firstly, you have to consult and apply, meaning that students seek advice and confirmation from academic advisor, like I said just now, on the selection of course and credit transfer to make sure that when you come back, you will just be on track. And next is when you are confirmed with your credit transfer, you can fill in the form from the person in charge for this exchange program to get the acceptance letter from Limoges. So once you get the acceptance letter emailed to you, you can go to the step. You can go to the next step, which is the EF and visa application. You can book your flight, and you can book accommodation and pay housing insurance, and also apply for insurance. So for the EF and visa application, like I said just now, before applying for the visa, you actually have to apply for the EEF first. EEF is like a required pre-visa procedure for students planning to study in France more than 3 months. So you will book a slot for a short interview, and then you can apply for visa and book a physical appointment with them. If you want the link for anyone who is interested, you can ask any of us to provide you with the link. We have the link. And the next is book flight from Malaysia to Paris and Paris to Limoges. So the tip is because we bought the Qatar, so we will tell about Qatar. So join the student club and register access exclusive discount benefit with Qatar. And remember to buy earlier for a cheaper price. I remind you to buy earlier. And also, after you have booked the flight from Malaysia to Paris, don't forget to also buy earlier the Paris to Limoges ticket and plan your route earlier. And next is book accommodation and pay housing insurance. Both you will be guided from email from our lecturer from UIA. They will give you the email, so you have to book the accommodation and to pay the housing insurance. And last but not least is apply for the insurance, which is, yes, a compulsory, and depends on what company you want to go for. But for us, we went for Etika Travel 360 Care Insurance because they covered you with the medical care, and also travel or luggage delay, something like that. And yeah, that's about it for the preparation. And that's answered your second question, Sita Sarah, and thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So is it safe to say that you spent roughly around 12K for 4 months, was it?
Yes,
4 months, okay.
excluding the personal
And
expenses.
yeah, so for the preparation, if you could go back to the slide. Yeah, so from consult and apply to all the way to apply insurance, how long did that take? Is that in the span of 2 weeks, or could that be done in a week, maybe?
Because wait, 1 month, around like maybe 1 month, because we were also juggling with like final weeks, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, but because we have gone through that thing, I think the next batch will be easier for them because we have already have the guideline for the Limoges versus IIUM course that you can credit transfer or not.
Okay, well, lucky for the next batch.
Yeah,
So maybe the next batch can prepare maybe about three weeks to a month
possible.
prior. Yeah. Okay, so I have my next question. So obviously, when you go to classes in France, it must be incredibly different. So I guess someone else can take this question. How is the academic environment different from what you're used to in IIUM? So it could be something as simple as, I don't know, the time that you wake up in the morning or the exams. And also like the language maybe. So did you speak French or did you have to speak French? Yeah, so this is my next question.
Sophia, do you want to answer?
So
Okay.
I can take that as question. So my name is Aisha, and then for the question, do we have to speak French? Actually, the uni offers the French language class, right? But then we also learn with our surrounding, with our neighbors that we stay in residence, and then we communicate. We usually communicate with them using Google Translate, and like we talk in English, and then we show them in French, and then they talk in French, and then we say it in English. So yeah, I think using Google Translate really helps us in communicate with them.
Okay, thank you so much. So how was the academic environment like? Was it
Okay,
really
so
different from IUM? So okay, yeah, go.
okay, so for the academic, uh, so for the academic, I can say it's quite different with IIUM because we are because what we learn is quite a slower pace than we learn in IUM in quite a slower pace than in Limoges because we had to pack in like 4 to 5 subjects in 7 weeks, and then we had like 2 week spring break, and then we had like 7 weeks for other 4 to 5 subjects. So to start on our day, our semester, they had like a welcoming day on Tuesday. In the morning, they gave out the metric cards, and then they gave out metric cards, and then they gave us like snack time. We getting know with other international exchange students, and then in the evening, they gave us like a train tour around Limoges, getting to know the attraction and all. So for the university, it is quite big because and it is quite far from the residence because we took like 2 buses from the residence to our uni. It took like 1 hour, and then we walked for like 5 to 6 minutes from the bus stop to our class. So in the middle is our class. It's a computer lab. So yeah. So the classes are fully conducted in English because we only had the class mixed with international exchange students and not mixed with the French students. So most of the professors gave out handouts. So it is really useful. They made like they have 14 weeks of learning, 7 weeks for 4 to 5 subjects, and then the other 7 weeks 4 to 5 subjects. But then the difference is after you learn those subjects in 7 weeks, and then after in week 7 you will terus have the exam and or evaluation. So it is quite good. The advantage of it is we don't have to wait like the week 14 to have the exam and all. So we can finish up the subject really quick. So and also you can make friends with the other exchange because they are fun and kind and smart. And also University of Limoges, they had a lot of on hands-on practice because we stayed mostly in lab P30. It is a computer lab. We also have like yeah, using the computers a lot because the apps in the computer in the lab computer we don't have in our laptops. So the classes, this is some of our snapshots of our classes. And the classes, I will tell you, they are very, very long because they need to pack for like 7 weeks, right? So they are very long, they're 3 hours, and then a break is like 10 minutes only. So it was quite a struggle for us. Okay. And so for the lab, there are like two two classes of labs. One is called Lab View, and another is called VHDL. And then some of the subjects, they also have like assignment that you also need to use the lab apps in the computer. And so for the evaluation, it is quite different from UIA because for the first 7 weeks we had and then because we had like finals after 7 weeks for 4 and 5 subjects, and then for the next 7 weeks we had like projects a lot because we asked for the lecturers for the projects. And then I think because they think projects are quite easier because it took like a lot of time instead of you need to study all in one go and then you go for a final. Instead of a project, you will take like 2 weeks and then you have to finish up the project. Okay. And so for other times, whenever the professor like said, "Oh, you can have a 10-minute break," me and my friends usually go to the coffee machine to get some coffee because it's like a 10-minute breaks of a 3 hours lecture. And also for our lunchtime, we due to because there weren't any like surau or mosque nearby. It will took us like 20 minutes to go to the nearby mosque. So it will like nanti rushing lah, cerita lah kan. So during our solat time, we will solat in the computer lab because other students in the university will go to the cafeteria and stuff. And so they also offer like food banks, like they will give out essentials and groceries to the students for free. So every Thursday you have to bring an extra bag to the university. And also we also had like a lounge and like a level under the class. So we like to do our work there in our free time. So yeah, I think that's it from me.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. Okay, so how many quizzes did you guys have? Or maybe like one subject?
Like quizzes, I think they made like one or two
Mhm.
because the subjects only took like 7 weeks, so they had to like finish up early, you know. But they usually focus on the final exams or the final projects.
I see. And you mentioned that there are also other international students in the class. So how many international students would you say, other than the four of you?
I
So from
think
other countries or other universities?
I think it's I think including the chemical water engineering is like 20, and other courses also I think it's 20. And then in our class I think we have like 12 others, some from Romania and two from Turkey. And then from other courses they are from Spain, Mexico. Yeah. I think we're the only ones out from Asia.
Okay, well, that's good. Asian representation.
Tak tahu.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And also touching on the solat time. Yeah, so so if the lecture is going on, or will you guys just like ask for an excuse from the lecturer to, perform prayers, or how does that go?
Okay, so for the solat time, usually we don't have class during like 1 until 2. So we usually solat 1 until 2, and then they usually go for the cafeteria. So there's no one like to like, oh, you solat there, or so so we just like get into the empty classroom, and then we took our wudu in the toilet, and then we go solat in the empty classroom. Actually, it doesn't take long.
I see. Okay, so you never had to like excuse yourself from class or anything like
Yeah,
that. Okay, well, thank you so much. Okay, down to the extracurricular activities now. Aside from academics, did you guys participate in any extracurricular activities or student clubs, student engagement to, I guess, further immerse yourself in the culture in France? So what was your experience like, if any? Yeah.
I would answer the question. To answer your question, yes, I did participate in a few extracurricular activities within the 4 months, and some of the activities were organized by the International Activities Group. I joined some running events. I went on a hike with the hiking club, and we went to a theme park called Futuroscope and did some amazing activities with friends. So let me share a couple of memorable photos of me and my friends. So these pictures were taken in an adventure park called Tars in Tree. It's more like an extreme park in Malaysia where you have to walk on wooden platforms, you have to walk on a rope using the harness and also the cables. And they also have quite number of routes, like from beginner level to extreme level. And they have a long flying fox where some of us had stuck right at the end, so we have to use our hands to go to the end. And then these activities were sponsored actually for us, so it's free by the International Activities Group. So as you can see on the left, that's our activity a group picture, and most of us are from the international students, and there are some students from Morocco and also Africa, but they are not in the exchange semester. And then next, personally, I joined two running events, and both of these events were during fasting month, during Ramadan. So it's quite, um, I could say, I did not expect to finish because I joined a 10-kilometer run during fasting. And then the first event I joined is the engineering running event. It's actually at the engineering campus around. So me, Najmi from chemical engineering, and also Andrea from Romania, we joined the event. Um, and it was on a Saturday, as you can see. The We have a group of cute, beautiful, and handsome supporters from Malaysia and also from the exchange students. And then the second event I joined is like the open event. It's like the event in Limoges where you have to run in the town. It's like the heart of Limoges. You can run um yeah, you can see like the opera, you can see the every buildings that you always go through with the bus. So we run through that route for 10 kilometer, and I think the participants were quite a lot of numbers, about 5,000 something. Yeah. So it's like the big event. And then next, I went on a hiking club. A hiking club. I went on a hike with the hiking club. It's with Most of them are the French students because it's a hiking club of the engineering school. Uh, we went to um, a countryside It's like near Limoges, but it's not in Limoges. It's in the same region as it's in Limousin. Okay. So we went there by carpooling. The president of the club come and pick us up, and then we went there. We went to a farm. It's also free. The farm were filled with animals, of course. There are guinea pigs, there are horses, there are goats, cows, and yeah, it's really fun. The hike went on for 3 hours, and I think it's 12-kilometer hike. Yeah, so uh, it's really fun to explore a different kind of forest from Malaysia. As you can see down here, the trees are like really long, like really tall, where I'm amazed when I see them because I always see the trees in like movies, for example, Planet of the Apes. Um, yeah. And then next, we went to a theme park. It's not in Limoges, it's in Poitiers, it's another city. We had to take the bus. It's organized by the Faculty of Language. It's also sponsored, so it's free. We went there with a bus. It took around two hours. It's a regular theme park, I could say, where you have roller coasters, you have water rides, you have like um the rides with extreme rotation and all. And yeah, we went there like the whole bus. It's about 40 people. Yeah. And then next, we did some activities with the Malaysian students that consists of the UIA students and also UniKL students that they were there for an exchange semester too, but they were doing intern. So we bought some foods from the grocery store and also cooked some snacks to for the picnic. And yeah, we picnic at a garden in Limoges. It's free too. You can just spread out your mat and sit there. And then we went on an ice skate. It cost around 7 euros. So basically, it's around the same price as ice skating in Malaysia. So you can see this is our pictures. And then that's the activities that I joined personally.
Okay, that was so nice, Sophia. It really seemed like you had a lot of fun, and yeah, lucky for you, you can run 10K. Yeah, okay. So studying in a new country on the other side of the world, like I said, also means that you get to explore a lot of things and a lot of places as well. It seems like you did, but did you go anywhere else besides France or besides Limoges? And if you did, how did you balance your academic workload with the opportunity to travel and further experience the French culture or cultures outside of France, I guess?
Okay. To answer your question, yes, we did travel too, and yes, I did some extracurricular activities. How do I balance my academic workloads with also joining these activities? Or for me, I hold on to these three principles. These principles I can say I could apply in UIA too, in Malaysia or in France, or when you are working also, you can use this. The first one is you need to know how to prioritize your commitments. Like, for example, if you are a student, then you need to prioritize your study, right? So, for example, if you have a submission coming up or a midterm or a final coming up, so you need to prioritize that before joining other events. And then the second one, I could say you have to be able to um, plan in advance. You need to manage your time properly. For example, if like the running event that I want to join is on Sunday and I have a final on Monday. So I need to sacrifice my time to study beforehand. Like, for example, I need to sacrifice my nights, my evenings, for example, just to study so that I could join the running event on Sunday. And then the third one, I could say is that you need to know yourself better. You should know when you are more productive. For example, I am more productive at night to study from 10 p.m. to like 2 a.m. in the morning. So during that productive hours, you should study instead of like scrolling on social media or anything. Um, and on the evening where you are not that productive, personally, I'm not that productive in the evening, so I will go for a jog. Yeah. So to come again, yeah, I hold on to these three principles. That is, prioritize your commitments. Second one is to plan in advance, and the third one is to know yourself better. When is your productive hours? And that's to answer your question, Sister Sarah.
Thank you so much, Sophia. I'm not sure if we touched on this, but what is the grading like? Like, do you have to pass your final in order to pass the whole course, like in IUM?
For us to transfer credit, we have to pass the course. For example, their grades is not like CGPA. Our CGPA is 4, right? So theirs is actually 20. So if you pass like half of it, 10, you can you consider as pass and you can transfer credit. So when you transfer your credit in UIA, it's just like exempted from the courses. It's not like grades like A, B or something, and it does not affect your CGPA actually. Yeah.
Ah, okay, nice. So all the credits that are transferred are exempted, right? No grades.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, it can work in a lot of people's favor. Okay, so before we move on to the next question, you can register the participants here. You can register for Star Points using the link in the chat box. Yeah, just wanted to point that out. Okay, next question. Cultural adjustment. I think I've mentioned a lot of times going to France is like on the other side of the world. It's a whole continent. So there must be a lot of like cultural shift. So how did you guys adjust to life in France, especially the language barrier? Are they willing to talk to you in English if you're asking them a question, right? Did the university play a big role in providing support if you need it? Yeah, if like you were homesick, for example, who is helping you? And yeah, so what were the cultural adjustments?
Thank you, Sister Sarah, for the question. Ni minum Farah ambil gambar jap. Now moving on, I will continue this sharing session. How do I adjust my life in France? You redah je. Like really, you just go with the flow. But pre-preparation is important. I mean, how do we converse? Yes, mostly we converse in English, but I think you know the stereotype that most French can't speak English very well. So sometimes the slang is a bit hard to listen. So you have by time you will get used to it. Besides that, the university did support us by providing they have like their own society. For example, we have engineers, right? So they have their IAG and SIL society, the one that Sophie presented before. Most of them can speak English, and most of them usually comes from Morocco or Australia. Like my mom is French, my father is Australian, so they can speak a lot of language, especially Moroccan. They can speak English, Arabic, and French. So, like for example, if you want to buy chicken, usually the butcher, the slaughter, they are Moroccan, so they can speak Arabic. So for example, if you want two piece, you like Wahidun Isnani. Sometimes like that. It's so simple actually, really. And you also can install Duolingo. While in the bus, you can try practice it. Really, Duolingo, I think it helps somehow, but you can try. And you have to be consistent with it. Besides, we also have French classes, like Sister Sophia said just now, and also install Google Translate. It really helps a lot. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that did. Thank you so much. Okay, now on to the living situation. Obviously in IUM, a lot of us stay on campus. Were you guys staying on campus as well? Were you guys staying in dormitories? I know Sister Aina touched a bit on the accommodation, but I don't think we touched on where the accommodation was. So was it shared apartments? Do you guys share it like how we're sharing in IUM? And how was it like adjusting to daily life? Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Sarah, for the question. Now, moving on to the exciting part, where will you live? You will live in Labori residence, and the room actually is like an apartment where your neighbor can be female or male, but you will stay alone. Yeah, literally alone. So you'll be lonely. No, just kidding. You will not be lonely because there's a lot of activities that you can do in your daily life. For example, here, as you can see, that is me and Andrea. He is a Romanian, the one who ran with Sophie just now. Sometimes, like for we went there 8 people, right? 8 students for electrical. We don't wait for each other. We just go to the bus and we just go to the school alone because somehow like sometimes Aina is late. I'm early. Some days I am early. Usually I am early. Aina is late. So we will meet other students at the bus. So like, oh Farhin, come here, sit with me. Oh hi. Macam tu lah. That is how we navigate around. By time you will know how to navigate, so you don't have to be accompanied by anyone. You just make friends and you will see familiar faces around Limoges. It's really a small city. And there is Manel. She is our mentor. Oh, and extra information, we will be assigned to mentors. They will assign us with mentors so we can direct with them if we want to ask or anything. And also here you can see me, Sophia, and Najmi go for and eating outside. There's a lot of halal restaurants, so you don't have to be worried. Other than that, this is the one of the essential thing where actually you can discover this by yourself because where is the beauty when people already say it to you, right? If you go there and you find by yourself, it will be much more thrilling. It's like an adventure. Padahal beli groceries pun. The grocery yang we used to go is at Super U Market. It is very near to our residence, so you can just walk. But if you happen to find friends there who bring cars, you can go with them also. They are very kind. They always offer a ride. Yeah, but make sure maybe you go with a friend. Safety first. And Aldi, Ilik, K4, there's a lot of store. We also have, we want to find halal meat, so you have to go to a butchery. You can just Google in Google Maps where is butchery. But personally, I like Place Carnot because it is very cheap. And like what it is stated in the slide, just ask around. Don't be shy. Ask them where is the cheap one, where is the delicious one. And next, besides from going to school, we also have extra activity. If in UIA we have male sports complex, in Limoges, in University of Limoges, we have swaps. And fortunately, swap is like I think 15 minutes walk from our residence. Oh no, that is Bublang. Bublang is a different sports center. Swap is in our residence. It's like 3 minutes only. There, you can play a lot of sports like tennis. Oh, no, no. Tennis is in the residence. Table tennis is in the residence. In the swaps, you can play badminton, volleyball, judo, and all of them, they have coaches and all of them are free. You just have to register. How to register? Once you go there, you mingle with the students there, you will discover how. Really, just the tips is if you want to experience to the maximum, you have to like mingle around. Don't just mingle with your Malay friends, mingle with your international friends too. Here there is Najmi and Sophie. I accompany them to Bublang. Bublang is another stadium and it was very cold, so it was very nice to jogging. You won't get sunburn. At least not in June. Next, okay, this is like the next exciting part and most of my favorite time because well we go there during Ramadan, so we celebrate Raya and feast there. We don't have any family, but this is the picture right here with me, Aina, and the other makcik-makcik, the other aunties. They cannot speak English at all, but somehow we connect. Why? Because we connect by the religion.
Yes.
Yeah. Here is Nuh. I think that is she always give us free food during Ramadan. So if you want to cut budget, go to the mosque and open feast there. Really. Here we also gladly we can pray Taraweh there, but in winter I think it will be very late. Isha will be very late. Depends on when will you where will you, when will you go and what season is there. Winter, then the Maghrib and Isha will be very late. It's okay if you cannot do it at the pray at the mosque because you have to catch the bus. Do not walk alone at night. Really, you have to be accompanied for 5 people at least. And also I want to mention, if you cannot pray, there is me, like a makcik. I wear the apron and we help them wash the dishes. I know also always helping them. And here, when we arrived there, like 2 weeks after that, there's a few more companies join us, which are they are students from UniKL. I'm not sure if they will be there also next year, but most probably yes, because last tenure, UniKL sent their students, and this year also UniKL sent their students. Might be as well next year they will send their students, and it make Raya become very more lively. We cook together here. Boys and girls cook together because there's a shared kitchen and both genders can cook in it. Every level has a two shared kitchen. And I think lastly is in Limoges, do you know that if you are an European student, you have a lot of benefits such as free museum. You don't have to pay. You just show them your NSEAL student card and yeah, free to go. It is very a beautiful place. When you go there, you will find it. Just explore everything. Besides that, we have a Limoges festival. This time, Dr. Wahid. I think if you go there, you will know who is him. He is very kind, very informative. He emailed each one of his students that Limoges will be having a festival. So during that free time, we go there. Here is Totally Spies, my favorite cartoon during childhood. So that is a bit of bits about my daily life in Limoges.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Farhid. Well, it's 1:47 right now, and I don't want people to miss their lecture at 2. But I think I want to, I guess, combine two questions together. So maybe the first one, you can take it. Exchange programs can be a lot about personal growth as well as they are academics. I personally also went on an exchange program when I was 17, and it completely changed the trajectory of my life. Not sure if that had this exchange program had the same impact on you. If it did, um, how do you think it helped you grow as a person, as a student, as an individual? And just for the rest of the speakers, the rest of the panel, what advice would you give future students if you feel like the challenge that you face was really significant? Yeah.
Okay, I will answer first. The personal growth. Wow, that is a very deep question. Personally, as a student and also an individual, I realized that there's more than a piece of paper. Don't get me wrong, having good CGPA is very good, very amazing. But what is important is you know what you learn, you understand what you do. Since there we use a lot of hardware, so it is easier because like it's in a real life application. It's okay if you don't know or you are slow, just ask. The lectures there are very helpful. Okay, and for the second question is any advice from me based on my experience. My most top advice is be friendly. Really, be friendly regardless of your skin color, race, religion. Like what I said just now, even though they cannot speak English at all, they can only speak French and some Arabic. We are united by the religion. But for the people who have different religion, we are united by interest. I think Sophia experienced this a lot because she always join a lot of activities. So yeah, just mingle around. So based on that, you will know a lot of information that will help you in the future. Okay, that is from me. Next, maybe Sister Sophia, would you like to share your piece of advice?
Um, my piece of advice is uh you go there to study too, but don't forget to have fun, of course. Um, and if you want to mingle with the French students, you have to join activities outside activities because in the classroom, like Sister Aisha already mentioned, you only will be with the exchange international students, and most of your conversations with the lecturers and also with the students in the classroom will be in English. So if you want to mingle around with the French students, you need to be more active and um, join the clubs. Yeah, they have a lot of clubs actually. You will get emails from all the clubs, a student email, and you have a hiking club, you have Japanese club, you have chess club, you have the sports club. You can just go to the email and just email them that you want to join, you know. Most of them are really, really friendly. Next, maybe I will pass to Sister Aisha.
Maybe just one tip. If the in about academics, if the lecturer is like very speedy in when he teaches or very hardcore, you can just remind him that you're just undergraduates in your original university because there they usually anggap they usually sees their student as master student. So our subjects is like merged with master students there. So you can just say to them, "Oh, I'm an undergraduate student in my university. So could you please help me?" So they will be very helpful and very kind and very lenient with us. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Maybe from me, it's about the mentor. You can choose this mentor before going to Limoges. They will send like a form. So I will advise you to give because they will give like a small text box for you to give description on what kind of mentor do you want. So be precise with what mentor do you want, such as like Sophia. She likes running, so she write in description she wants an adventurous and who likes sports mentor. So when we will meet our mentor there, so we can easily click with them and we can share the same interests. And maybe one more thing is another bonus is a Muslim mentor because she can share tips on about the prayer because we also know about the prayer time from Sophia's mentor. Yeah, so I think that's it. Just choose mentor that suits according to your interests. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, do we wrap it up? Any more advice to give? Okay, no. Not sure if we have time for Q&A session, but if anybody has any question, please throw it out here. Or you could definitely reach out to any of the people here, Sister Sophia, Sister Aisha, Sister Farhin, Sister Aina. I think they'll be more than happy to attend to you, to help you. And like they said, they went through the hard stuff themselves. So, you know, your experience should be a little bit easier than theirs. Okay. If anybody tak ada soalan, I think we can, if it's possible, can everyone turn on their camera so that we can take a picture, please? Right. I will take a picture as soon as I figure out how do I take a picture. Yeah. Or does anyone else know how to do that? Okay. Okay. Do we get a picture? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And to those of you who hasn't registered for StarPoint, please do so. The link is in the chat box. And for any questions, reach out to the panel. And thank you so much for spending your lunch with us. And yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of your classes. Thank you
Bye
so much.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, for
Thank
Thank you for
you.
joining.
Itu
Thank
para
you, Sophia.
attendees.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you so much.
Best.
Thank you.
Thank you.